Hello and welcome to today's story. Things are happening. A lot of strange, mysterious things are happening. You don't know them until you are told. And today we want to tell you the story of this man called Ben. Now, Ben has two children, two daughters. The older daughter is called Jane, and the younger daughter is Juliet. Now, their mother died when they were very young, and so it was only Elder Ben who was taking care of them. In fact, it got to a point where things were getting financially tough, but he tried his best to cater for the two girls. Now, one day, the elder daughter came and introduced this older man, to the father that this is her friend. And so the father, looking at how old the man was, called the daughter Jane to the room and said, what is the relationship? What is going on between you and this man that you have come to introduce to me as a friend? The daughter said, he said he likes me and he wanted to help me, and so he has taken me as a friend. So the father came out and met the man and said, he asked him that, what is the same question he asked the daughter, what is your mission with my daughter? And the man said that the sugar daddy, as we put it these days, said that, I saw your daughter and I liked her and I want to help her. And the father asked, is that the only thing you want to do? Is that all you want to do? You want to help my daughter? He said, yes, that is. So I want to help my daughter. And so that is why we have come to let you know officially. The man said, okay, fine, no problem. If you want to help my daughter, no problem. So it was like that. The two of them, Jane and the older man, they became friends. And occasionally, this man will go shopping, buy provisions, food items, and bring it to the house for Ben and the children, the two daughters, to cook. Sometimes this man that we call the sugar daddy goes to the extent of giving their father some money. And so it has been like that. Until Jane gained admission to the university. In fact, it was this same man who paid her fees and everything. He provided everything that Jane needed to go to the university. Now, one problem or mistake that the father Ben did was that when she came, the daughter came and introduced this man to him. He didn't ask where this sugar daddy stays, where he's coming from, his hometown. I mean, certain pertinent questions that you need to ask as a father. He didn't ask those questions. He just accepted it like that and accept anything that the man brought and whatever he was doing for the daughter. So it has been like that. He's taking care of them to the extent that he pays the younger daughter Juliet's school fees and everything that she also needs. This man provide for both of them. One day, Jane came home with this gentleman. And when he came, he introduced the gentleman to the father that this is the man that he would like to marry. And the father was, is that so? So the father called her separately into the room again and asked her that, what about the man who has been taking care of you? The daughter said, forget about that man. There is nothing going on between the two of us. So there is no reason to worry. So the father said, well, if that is the case, then there's no problem. Not too long after the gentleman came to the father Ben and asked of the list of items that will be needed for engagement. In fact, the guy was serious to marry Jane, so the list was given to him. And not long after, Juliet, the younger sister or younger daughter, gained admission to the university also to study. And it is this same sugar daddy who sponsored her. In fact, he paid everything, her fees and everything, and started taking care of her too at the university level. So they were there when the gentleman made all the necessary arrangement and fixed a date for the engagement, the traditional marriage to perform, and so that day came and it was a happy, joyous moment. According to Ben, they were in the room when they heard commotion, shouting and quarreling outside the place. So he came out and he came out to find out what was going on, and he came to meet this man, the sugar daddy. And so he asked what was going on. According to the sugar daddy, he wanted to come to the program and the people are preventing him from entering the premises and he doesn't know why. Then he then added that he told Ben that, is this what your daughter and you, is this what you are doing or you will do to repay me? Then Ben said, what have we done? He said, is this after I have taken care of your daughter to the university level and everything that I've been doing for her? Is this my payment? Is this what you two will do to pay me? But Ben doesn't understand what was going on, because the daughter has already told him that she has nothing serious going on with the man. They are just friends. So Ben decided to go back to the room to ask the daughter exactly what was going on. So when he got there, he told the daughter that, look, the sugar daddy who has been sponsoring you is outside there and he's shouting and causing commotion. So what can you say about that? And the daughter said, oh, forget about him. There is nothing going on between the two of us. So the man, Ben, came out to talk to him again. By the time he got there, the sugar daddy had left. And the message he left behind when he was going was that if this is what Ben and the daughter would do to him, they should wait and see. They should wait and see. That was the message that he left. And he left behind and he left. So the program went on successfully and it ended. Now, 3 days after, they heard that the man, the sugar daddy, had died. And the second mistake that the father did again, or made again, was that when they heard that the man has died, he didn't even bother to go and greet the family or attend the funeral or find out anything concerning the man. I mean, at least somebody has helped your daughter. You thought he was a destiny helper, as we say, or somebody that God has given to help you take care of your children. If something has happened to him, at least show appreciation. Do something. He never did any of those things. And people said that those who saw the body where he died, they saw that he has written something on a piece of paper and has mentioned Jane's name and said that Jane will pay for all that he has done for her. Everything that he has done for Jane, Jane will pay for it. That was what he wrote down before he died. So when the information was given to Jane, he's like, oh, don't forget about this man. He has nothing to do. He can't do anything. There's nothing. The father too took it like that. Oh, there's nothing that he could do and the rest. So they all forgot about it. Not too long after, Jane became pregnant. And when he became pregnant, by God's grace, he put to bed, as we say. He gave birth to a child. But 40 days after she gave birth, the child started behaving some ways abnormally, was unnecessarily dull and the rest, and eventually the baby died. 40 days after she gave birth, the baby died. In fact, they were all worried. The husband, the father, they were all worried. The family, what has happened? They took it as one of those things. After all, babies died. So they console her and, to calm down. And thus, God being so good, she got pregnant again for the second time. When she got pregnant again for the second time, they, at the 40th, at the, 40th day, when the 40th day was, it was getting to the 40th day, the baby started exhibiting the same symptoms that the first one exhibited before he died. The baby started exhibiting the same thing. So the father, and the husband, they got alarmed at what is happening. So they decided to find out what was happening. So they took the baby to a spiritualist, and the spiritualist said that they will do some rituals for 3 days for the baby and the mother. So they have to be there. In fact, the baby and the mother were with the spiritualist when the baby died. Exactly when they calculated it, it was exactly 40 days after she gave birth to the baby. The baby died. The second baby died. So, in fact, at this point, they were worried and confused, and they didn't know what was going on. It never occurred to them that it is this man, this man said, that was what was having effect on the child, on Jane. It has not occurred to them yet. So, as time goes on, Jane got pregnant for the third time. And this time, in fact, they don't want the child to die. So they themselves, the father, the husband, and the rest of the family, they were looking out for solution, prayers, ritualists, doing all kinds of rituals and directions and everything, just so that the third baby would not die. And so one spiritualist that they went to, told them that Jane has offended someone. She has offended someone badly, and the person has pronounced a curse on her. The person has said that she will use all the children in her womb to pay back what she has done to him, and that is why the babies are dying. Therefore, if they want to reverse this curse, they must look for the family of this man. In fact, the person mentioned the man that, the man who Jane has had an affair with before. And so they should look for the family, or look for the place where he was buried, and do some rites, perform some rites and apologize to the dead and the rest, and maybe the curse will be reversed. In fact, the only place that Jane knew was the place that this man had been taking her to, and that was a rented place. When they got there, the people said they don't know anything else about the man. And that is why I said that the father did not do well to find out somebody is helping you and your children, and you don't know the in and out of the person. You don't know the family of the person. You don't know anything about it. You only collect the money and the things that the person brings. So now they couldn't locate. They don't know the hometown. They couldn't locate where the man was buried. They couldn't locate any family member. So they couldn't do what the spiritualists asked them to do, as in a way of appeasing the man, so that the curse will be raised. So it was actually the child, Jane gave birth, but the 40th day after, for the third time, he gave birth the third child. The 40th day, as usual, the child started exhibiting the signs that the two babies did, and the child died. So 3 children that Jane gave birth to, they all died. In fact, they have to console her, because now they know the problem. But it has to, what they will do to find out the solution, or to get the solution, is the issue now. And so they console her and the rest. Not long after, Juliet being at the university, also got herself pregnant. So she told the father that she is pregnant. And the father said, "Well, we are struggling with a problem, and you have come with another one." Okay, fine. Not too long after, Jane also got pregnant. So the two of them got pregnant at the same. That is the fourth pregnancy that Jane had. So their father, Ben, decided that, look, you need to come out with a plan so that Jane's marriage will not get dissolved, will not get destroyed because of this issue. So when it was time for Juliet to put to bed, the father invited her to come to the village, and the father told Juliet that, see, you need to do something to help your sister. Other than that, her marriage will not survive. And what the father proposed was that when Jane gave birth to the child, when Juliet gave birth to the child, Juliet should give her child to the elder sister, so that Jane too, when she gives birth, she will give her child to Juliet. That means they will exchange the children, so that they want to also be sure whether when the children are changed, the children will still die or not. And even if they change the children and Juliet's child dies, I mean, she is still young, and maybe the one who impregnated her might not marry her, so it will not really be a big problem. So Juliet gave birth, and Jane also gave birth. And as they have agreed, in fact, the husband of Jane doesn't know that this was the agreement. As they have agreed, Jane gave a daughter to the elder sister, Juliet. Jane gave a child to the junior sister, Juliet, and Juliet also gave a child to the elder sister, Jane. They changed the babies. Now, can you imagine? 40 days after Jane has given birth, and the baby was now with Juliet, 40 days afterwards, the baby started experiencing or exhibiting those same signs that the previous ones have exhibited, and the baby died. Jane's baby with Juliet died, but Juliet's baby with Jane lived. Juliet's baby with Jane lived. It didn't die. So, I mean, they buried the baby as usual. But now, Jane has a child, even though that child is not biologically hers. She has a child. So, in the course of time, Juliet also wanted to get married. So he brought a man, introduce the man to the father. And interesting enough, the man or the guy who impregnated her when she was at the university was the same person who has come to marry her. They got married, and after 4 years, Juliet couldn't get pregnant. So they started moving around. All this while Juliet's child is with Jane. They started also moving around, seeking for solution, help, what is happening. So they got to a place and they were told, in fact, Juliet's husband was told that you have a child somewhere, and until you search and take hold of your child, your wife will never get pregnant. In fact, when they got back to the house, it was quarrel, because Juliet has told him that their child died. And if our child is dead, why is the prophet or the spiritualist or whoever you were telling me that I have a child? In fact, Juliet reported the issue to the father. The husband said that I want to see where the child was buried. So Juliet and the father went took him to the village where, they buried the child. They saw the grave of the child, except that they didn't dig out to find out whether something is really there or not. But through to that, the child was buried, except that it wasn't his child. So when they later came back home, the pressure that the husband was giving Juliet was too much. So he later called the father and told him that, look, I don't want my marriage to get, destroyed because of this issue. So please tell my elder sister that I will be coming for my child. It was a difficult moment for the father because he never dreamed that this is how it will end. Now, the father mustered courage and called Jane and told Jane that this is what is happening to your junior sister. They have found out that their baby, in fact, the husband have found out that his baby isn't dead. He has a child and he's looking for the child. And therefore, you must bring the child back to your junior sister. Jane said, no way. She's not going to give out the child. Now, the husband doesn't know that the child is not his. Everybody around for 4 years now know that Jane has a child. Now, if she has to give out this child to the junior sister, what a disgrace and what a shame. She will not be able to bear it, so she cannot give out the child. Meanwhile, Juliet is also demanding for her child. Now the father is confused because he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to tell Jane to give out the junior sister's child back to her. And their marriage is on the line because the man is threatening, if Juliet is not bringing out the child, the marriage will be over and she must tell the truth, what has actually happened. That was why she was calling on the father to intervene. Now, the father one day attempting to call Jane, the elder daughter, to talk about the issue. And when he called, guess what? The line was not going through. What is happening? He called and called and called. The line wasn't going through. So he quickly rushed to the house. When he got there, Juliet's husband was there. At this time, something happened to him. He was sick. Juliet has run away with the child. Juliet has packed. He has left the house. I don't know what he told the husband, but she has left the house with the child. And on top of it, she has changed her number. So the father doesn't know where she is, and he doesn't have her contact. Juliet has run away with the child. Now the father is in a dilemma as to what to do to get in touch with the daughter. Jane is the problem. And as to what to do to save the marriage of the second daughter, Juliet, is also a problem. In fact, he is in a serious dilemma and problem and trouble. Serious trouble. Things are happening. And until you are told, you will never know. But a lot of strange and mysterious things are happening. If you think you know what Father Ben must do to help solve this problem, please leave it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the sad story of Father Ben. See you in the next video, and bye bye. Cheers.